Hello and welcome back to CentialChat. It's been 3 years since we've had the original duo.
We are back.
I guess, hang on. I guess I can check YouTube Studio. I think it says 2 years on the main page since the second one. It was 3 years since the original one.
3 years since the original. Me and you did the very first podcast.
Yeah, the original one, March 1st, 2017. And then June 10th, 2017. So almost 3 years on the second one.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like a year later that I actually did one with Jared. And then the last one I did was July 16th, 2019. So getting close to a year.
Yeah.
A lot's changed since then. That's a
We've
definite.
we've graduated. There's of course the virus going around. Just so much stuff.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if you've seen my channel recently. But I've got like a new avatar as my.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Since you don't have a computer, I'm not sure if it'd work on a phone. I just created one real quick for you because I was gonna do that for the backgrounds. Like on it, like I was gonna put the two avatars, one in each corner, and then probably
Hmm.
put Central Chat above that for the backgrounds when this is playing.
Yeah.
I just created one real quick, and then like once you get a laptop, you're welcome to get a new one if you'd like, or make your own. I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
But but
Oh
I
man.
I did that, and then I created a new one for myself just to accommodate for the longer hair since I can't remember when I created that first avatar, but it was like when I was just starting to grow it out.
Hmm.
Um, but it's quite a bit longer now.
So you going for like full long hair or like longish short hair?
I was thinking about going around shoulder length. I kind of like it. I've
I
kind
used
of
to have
grown fond.
shoulder length hair.
Huh?
I used to have shoulder length hair. The only reason I got rid of it was just because after so much time with it, you just kind of get tired of it
Mm-hmm.
being so hard to handle.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things like you have
Get
to like
used to
comb
it.
it quite a bit.
Yes.
Like, it requires quite a bit. Um,
Lots of shampoo and conditioner.
yeah, I go through shampoo and conditioner really quickly. Um, and I end up finding I looked up the I looked up the company of this microphone and I found the one that I'm using if you'd like to use that one. A nice thing about
Nice.
what did you say?
I said nice.
Oh,
Uh,
your voice went a bit robot just then. But I found the one I'm using which I really
uh,
like. The nice thing about it is that it has volume control on it as well. Or it has like a little dial on it that you can adjust.
oh, that's nice.
And it's really easy to use. It's a USB, you just plug it in and it's ready to go. But the company's really good. This one was 46, which is pretty good for a microphone, considering a lot of the more popular ones
That's not bad.
are like 150. Um,
Oh,
and this company, I think they just started a few years ago. And then something annoying about this is this mic wasn't too much more than my original mic, and it came out not long after the original mic. So if I would have waited just a little bit, I could have gotten a much nicer mic right from the beginning of the channel.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I just found one on, actually, I found it on Amazon. It's for like $60. And it's got a pop filter, the windscreen, and then the shock mount and the stand. And
Yeah,
it's a
there's
USB plug-in as well.
yeah, there's some nice ones. I gotta say the USB ones are the best ones to get.
They're so much easier to use if it's a
Mm.
USB.
You don't need to buy like really expensive mixers and such.
Yeah,
Um, and then like the one I have, it's really nice. You just plug it in, it's ready to go. You just adjust your settings if need be, but
yeah,
um, like if you need to, you can adjust the settings. But like or you'll have to adjust the settings, but like that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's also this one I kind of saw. It's actually it might be the same one that you had. It was 60. It's by the same company, I believe. It's a
Um,
2021, or it's like came out just this year.
does it
It
say
says,
in stock May 28th, 2020?
"Oh no,
Okay. Yeah, mine says it'll be in stock on May 28th
yeah, mine's
of
on the
2020.
31st." Oh, it's by a brand called Bonk. I
Bonk. My brand is
or Bonky. I don't know. Bonke.
the brand I just looked at is DSCHLZY. Deshilzy.
Yeah, and I imagine they probably trademarked that as well because someone would definitely be interested in stealing that name.
Probably.
I love that every company they get a trademark, but half of them don't need it because no one would ever have any interest in that name whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a requirement when you're starting a company or what. I'm not too familiar with that
Um,
sort of thing.
it's not a requirement when you start up the company. You don't have to trademark it, but it's best to do it just
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't and you end up making really good money and you don't trademark your name, you're someone could take it and they could make your money.
Mm-hmm. I occasionally hear an echo of my own voice coming back through. It's kind of weird. Um, yeah, this one's pretty good. I really like it a lot. This microphone, I've had it for a year and a half, I think.
Nice.
Um, because it's my third mic I've had on the channel. My second one finally ended up dying out after I used it from 2017 to 19, I think. So I guess I've had this for about a year.
Wow.
But like it lasted from 2017 to 19 is what that second mic did. The very first mic, it was nice, but the sensitivity wasn't that good on it. So I'd lose my voice after a couple of recordings
Yeah.
because I had to be really loud. And then, like my original video, I was too loud in it, just because I had to be like right up on the mic in order to actually be heard,
Yeah.
which was always really annoying. Um, because there'd be times where I'd be really loud, but also like if I try to quiet down a little bit, I wouldn't have very good audio. It was just
There
quite
wasn't a
annoying.
good middle ground.
Mm-hmm. Unlike the second one, which was too loud at times, and I had to really adjust my settings until like the last year, which I had to actually crank them back up because it didn't like go out right at once. It just kind of slowly started to lose its sensitivity
Yeah.
over a few months. But like it was still working fine, so I wasn't too worried about buying a new one at the time
Hmm.
and stuff because I figured why would I spend the money on something when I don't need it at that moment. Um, and then also because I did that, it gave me more time to actually look at mics
Yeah.
um, and find ones. Which Amazon's a great place to find equipment. You can get some
For
really good.
for a good price as well.
Yeah, you can. I think it's just the variety of companies on it that really helps.
Yeah.
Um,
Because you can have like an actual name branded company. Like you could find Apple selling stuff on Amazon or Apple products for like a good price and it actually works.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's look up iPhone. Let's just look up the iPhone 11 here.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
you could get an iPhone 11, just the regular one for like depending on which one you get, you could get it from like $700 to $900.
Isn't it like around 1,000? I know the 10 was.
Let's see, the Pro Max, the one with the three cameras, is $1,050.
Honestly, it
That's
really
on
shows.
Amazon.
It really shows how detached from the world I am because I had no idea there was an 11th iPhone out.
Yeah,
I guess I
it's
just don't pay much attention to that sort of thing.
there's not really such a big thing. Like I have the iPhone uh XR, the 10R,
Mm.
and I got that off my phone company provider for like it was like $600.
Mm.
Like yeah, on the Apple Store for my phone, you can get it for $600.
Yeah. Um, mine. I don't know how much mine cost. It wasn't like that expensive. I think it was only like 100 or something like that because I don't use it enough to get anything fancy.
Yeah,
Like I'd rather just get a cheap phone and then have more money to get like a new computer or whatever.
yeah.
Just I don't use it enough. Like I send a few texts, but that's it.
Like yeah, a phone's a phone. You just basically need it to make calls, keep in touch with family and friends. But like laptops are, you do your, of course, YouTube on it,
Mm.
Skype calls, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and like lately I've been doing my online classes and stuff.
Yeah, that's the
Which,
main one of the main reasons I also need to get a laptop is because I need to sign up to do some online criminal justice classes
mhm.
because I'm gonna be trying to go into the police force once I'm old enough.
Yeah, will it be exactly like the movie Police Academy? I love those movies. So good.
all pol- all movies, like just police based movies, are funny.
I love The Naked Gun. It's probably one of my favorite comedy movies. Have you
Have
seen
you
that
seen
one?
Pulp Fiction?
No, I haven't.
Oh, such a funny movie.
Is that the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I've heard clips of it. I've heard clips of it. I've heard the clip of English motherfucker. Do you speak it? If that's the
Yeah,
movie I'm thinking
that's
of.
yep.
But yeah, I haven't seen it, but I plan on it because I really like Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson's a good actor. Have you seen the movie SWAT?
No, I haven't.
If you so there's technically two variations. One's a TV show, and there's one that's a movie. The movie, I believe, came out in like the early 2000s, so it's an old movie, if I'm correct. Hmm, look it up. SWAT movie. 2003 is when it came out.
Yeah, so it's weird. I still keep thinking 2003 wasn't that long ago. But then I
um,
remember I'm graduated. I'm a college student. That
yeah.
was a long time ago.
Have you seen the Fast and Furious franchise?
Um, no, I've only seen like trailers because they're always playing in the movies. Those trailers.
Yeah. One of the people that plays the X in Fast and Furious is in the SWAT movie.
Oh,
But yeah, it's a really good movie. I've watched it like 4 times.
yeah. I'll have to add it to my list. There's a few movies I've been planning on watching. Just I haven't gotten around to.
Same.
Um,
Like I still have yet to see the new Star Wars movie that came out, Rise of Skywalker, and I also have to see the one before it, whichever that is.
The Last Jedi. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought both were good.
I haven't seen either. I've heard good things about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I just
just
haven't
ignore
seen them.
the internet basically
Huh.
because it's just toxic.
Yeah, I mainly like I have an Xbox. I play with my friends on there all the time, and like that's all I do. I play with them and them only because I don't want to play with other people. I don't know if they're gonna be nice, if they're gonna be asses. You never know.
Yeah, I just can't stand the internet. And it seems like in recent years it's just gotten even worse.
Oh yeah, our generation has messed everything up
Yeah.
with the internet, with literally with the school systems, everything.
And then like I recently I had a series going on called Forge of Empires, which I canceled because I was just so sick of the because it was getting a decent amount of views,
Hmm.
but like, and I was enjoying it, but the people that were coming on and like in the comments, it was I couldn't stand it. It was there was like people trying to like there were people putting just random racist comments. I think they're just trying to bait people,
I hate people that do
and
that.
like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bash you. I'm just gonna ban you. Like
Yeah,
that's the simple fact. Is if I see stuff like that, I just ban the person.
like if you're gonna do stuff like that, you're not gonna be able to see the stuff that I do.
Hmm. I don't really see any point. Um, I don't see any point in keeping him around. And then
Yeah.
there was one person, their channel kind of caught my attention just because like it seemed like they were actually like going through a tough time, and so I kind of
Hmm.
watched them, and then I realized it's just a lack of knowledge. That's their main problem.
I was just about to ask, like, was it a ruse? Were they just faking it? Because
No,
lots of people do that on YouTube now. They just like fake having depression and stuff.
yeah, and I can't stand it because I've actually gone through it, and then there's people faking it, and it's like as someone who's actually gone through it, it tends to get on my nerves even more.
Yeah, I know.
And
Like,
then,
I've gone through, I I've gone through the worst of it.
mm-hmm,
Like, I will admit, I used to cut myself. I used to do a lot of things. That's the lowest point you can. One of the lowest points you can go in depression
mm-hmm.
until you go to the point where you kill yourself. That's the lowest point.
I
But
never had it reach to the point where I was harming myself, but I know there was like a second where I thought, oh, maybe it'd be easier, but then my mind immediately rejected it. So I was kind of lucky on that front, but
yeah,
I've known so many people who have gone to the more
that route.
extremes.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I have, so I live on my room's on the second story of my house, the top floor,
mm-hmm.
and I'm supposed to have a screen on my window, but it broke. And so I can just sit out my window, and if I got to the point where I got so low, I used to sit out the window with my legs hanging out outside, and I just would look down at the ground and just contemplate doing it. But the way my brain worked at the time was okay, maybe it will be easier. But at the same time, it's look at whose lives you're going to affect
Mm-hmm.
after you do this. Not only do you, like, you think, oh, everybody's life will be so much easier without me. Your family, all your friends, like your good friends, look at how it's going to change them.
Yeah.
Because I know three people, or I knew three people that committed suicide, and I thought it was my fault.
Yeah. Like you feel like you've missed signs. And like maybe
Yeah.
you'll even overthink it and think you know or think you've seen signs.
It's so hard to tell nowadays when
Mm-hmm.
someone's being genuine about having it or not. Like, our generation is so messed up.
And then there's like those. I'm just gonna outright call them brats on the internet
God.
who like they'll go on the internet and be like, oh my parents won't get me the latest technology. I'm going to kill myself. And it's like, quit being an attention whore.
And you also have rich kids, like
Mm-hmm.
the extremely rich kids. They get a very nice car. Like I've seen on the internet, they get a brand new fucking Lamborghini. And they're like, "Oh, my dad got me a Lamborghini, but it's not my color. I don't want it." Like, be grateful for what you have.
Just sell the car and give the money to charity if.
Like what I've always told everybody is like, if someone bought me a hot pink Lamborghini, I would not care if it's hot pink. I would appreciate it. One, because someone decided to do that for me. Two, that's a nice car. I'm not going to complain.
I mean, and I don't even really like anything fancy anyway. I'll just, I'll just get if it works, I'm fine with it. That's just kind of the position I'm
Yeah,
on.
like I've never my of course so supposedly everybody's like second class, third class citizens, and first class citizens. Like no, that's not a real thing.
Yeah.
Like yes, people think it is, but it's not really actually a thing. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to stir up debates and comment sections and everything. But
Hmm.
like I'm always we always get used cars with hundreds of thousands, like 100,000 miles plus.
Yeah, it's the same here.
Like okay, it's a car. It gets from point A to point B. If it breaks down, okay, just depends. Like um the car I have now, my pickup truck that I have right now, I have to get rid of it. I don't want to, but I basically I'm forced to have to get rid of it because the engine's getting messed up.
And after a while, it's just cheaper to get a new one,
Yeah.
or well,
Like
used one. But
I bought this car for like roughly $4,000 and it worked great for like half the time I've had it, and then lately it's just slowly been getting worse and worse because on pickup trucks, as you go higher in miles up to like 200,000 range, which is where I'm at, it starts to go down.
hmm.
And another thing, I will say this: I saw something that the most miles on a like citizen's vehicle, not a semi truck or anything, is 1.6 million miles.
Is so that's what was it like the average or?
No, that's like the highest amount on like a civilian vehicle, like a sedan, was 1.6 million miles on that car.
And there are some ones that'll last like a really long time.
Yeah, like you can get a. Let's see, I'm trying to think of like cars that actually last a long time. That's kind of hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of the modern ones, like the electronics, start to go. I think it's because
Like,
they're a lot more electronic based than.
yeah, I mean, I get you're trying to get electric cars. I get it. Like,
Hmm.
we're messing up the environment because of diesel and gasoline. I get it. We want to switch to electric. But like it's also bad because everything could get messed up in 1 second.
Hmm. And
One
sick.
wrong one wrong like plug-in or electricity shock to that car can mess it up forever.
And they're more susceptible to water as well, like water damage.
Oh god, yeah. Like
Um,
rain, if it seeps into the wrong crack, your battery's going to be messed up.
hmm.
That's how it is for all vehicles. If you get too much water in your engine, it'll flood and then you can't use that car anymore.
And like I wish like these hybrid vehicles and full electric vehicles they weren't so much. Like I would love to have like so what we when we went on vacation back in February, we got a rental car and it was a hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like we drove to Florida. We only stopped for gas like a couple of times. Like
Yeah,
it
like
was
they
so good
save
with
so much
gas.
gas.
But unfortunately, cars like that are so expensive.
Yeah, like I'd love to have a Tesla. Like those are one of the best electric cars you can have, like
Hmm.
hybrid cars. I'd love to have one. It's like 50 to $100,000 for one though,
Yeah.
and like I don't. And we live like where we live, West Des Moines and Waukee.
Hmm.
Where we live in the area where there's so many rich people with so much money that Teslas are just like the big thing now in this area.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, you have money. Okay, we get it.
I'm glad that you don't really see Hummers anymore.
Oh God.
I hated those. I remember when I was little, there was a lot of them in the area, and they were just awful.
I see them occasionally, but oh my god, the gas mileage on those things,
And they're really loud and
so bad
disruptive,
and they're
and
so loud.
like I remember when I was little, like I used to get woken up by Hummers because you don't really see them anymore. Just when I was a kid, I remember seeing them.
Hmm.
I think it was like early 2000s is like one of them, like when they were
The
slowly
big
starting to die out.
they were big in like 2000, like the 9 like late 90s to like early 2000s up until like 2010 or so. But even then they were starting to die out because gas mileage was so bad on those.
Mhm. And then those things,
Everything was bad.
and it's expensive as well with like because ones that produce cars that produce high carbon tend to you get a fee for that,
Yeah.
like as well as like the usual car payments and stuff. You get an additional fee with that.
Like did you ever hear about the on the news, this was like 2016, 2015. This is quite a few years ago. But the Ford Explorers, the carbon monoxide that would leak into the vehicle.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, Ford had to recall millions of Explorers because carbon monoxide was leaking from the exhaust into the vehicle, and
Yeah.
it was making people ill. People passed out at the wheel. Like there was a video on the news about a police officer who was just driving down the road in his Explorer and passed out at the wheel, was unconscious at the wheel and crashed. He was okay, but still.
Um, there's like, um, and then I remember, um, I'm trying to remember what year it was. I guess I can just look at it right now. Oh, it was 2016. Anton Yelchin, the actor, like you remember how he was killed. He was killed because like the handbrake wasn't working.
Yeah,
Like I can't remember the. I think it like went off while he was trying to open a gate, and the vehicle crushed him.
yeah, I remember that.
I'm trying to remember the brand of. It was
Of
a
car.
Jeep, I believe.
I think it was like a Jeep Cherokee, maybe.
Um, yeah, Grand Cherokee.
Yeah,
Have a high rate. I'm just on his wiki page right now. Uh, the last section, well, above the filmography, of course, is just the lawsuit and uh, Chrysler Automobiles, the manufacturer of Grand Cherokee, was aware of the 2014 2015 models having a high rate of rollaway incidents due to gear shift design.
yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know there was a lawsuit over it. So it's good that there was at least that.
Oh, it was definitely good that they had that.
Mm. It's good that at least something came out of it. Um, but I remember that, and it was really depressing for me because I was a big fan. Like I really liked the new Star Trek trilogy
Hmm.
and stuff, and then like Beyond. Like I think he died before Beyond came out, and so like seeing Beyond, it was just kind of like the watching it was like the last thing I'd ever see of him, and it was kind of painful
Yeah.
by that because I really loved him in those movies. He was really good in that, and it was just kind of really depressing at the time.
Hmm.
Um, oh, I guess. Huh, hold on. Maybe it wasn't. Hmm. I'm trying to remember exactly when the release date was. I'm just trying to see if it was or not. Um, or maybe it was like a rewatch or something. Like maybe I had the DVD and it was when I was rewatching it. I just remember, um, I just remember. Oh yeah, he did die before the release, so it would have been in theaters. I just looked at the dates, and it's just kind of annoying that a lot of the vehicles they see they have these issues, but they don't bother with it until something happens.
Yeah, like remember the whole airbag incident with the Japanese airbag company that had shrapnel in their airbags.
I'd never heard of that. When was that?
That was let me look that up. That was a while ago. Um, Airbag recall. Actually, no, I should look it up. When was? Damn it! Can't type.
Um,
Here it is. It was back November 18th of 2014.
so, like, how would shrapnel have gotten into it?
Um, let's see. Let me see here. I'm gonna read some. Here, the problem: the airbags that are part of this new recall have defective inflators that could explode or cause the airbag to not inflate properly when it deploys. A faulty seal in the inflator was believed to cause the problem. The inflator was not sealed properly. Moisture can get into the propellant used to inflate the airbag and cause the inflator to malfunction. This could lead to the airbag deploying slowly during a crash, which means it won't protect you as it's designed, or it could also lead to the inflator deploying aggressively and even exploding. The metal parts from the exploding inflator could injure or kill someone. So yeah, it would basically explode, and the whole mechanical system of the airbag would explode in your face.
Was it like something they knew about?
The Japanese, yes, the Takata uh, airbag company Takata knew about it and didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of this stuff they just kind of they know the problem, but they don't bother doing it until something changing it until something happens. I don't know if it's like just they don't want to spend the money recalling because I imagine that's got to be pretty expensive.
Oh yeah, it you because there were so many incidents with it before they recalled recalled were between 1999 and 2001 2003 vehicle models. And let's see, the vehicles that were recalled were Toyota, BMW, Audi, Honda, Mitsubishi, and the Isuzu is some like Japanese brand vehicle or something like that. But still, they waited from 99 until 2003. Like, that's when that airbag was mainly in that vehicle with that problem. There were so many incidents with that airbag. They had so many lawsuits to pay back.
Yeah, it seems like it when they wait, like I don't get why they don't do it immediately because if you have like all these lawsuits, it's definitely going to cost you way more in the long run to deal with all those then
Yeah.
it's going to cost you
Like
way
you just
more.
recall the vehicles. Recall the vehicles, give people a certain amount of money for the vehicle because, of course you're going to need to give them money so they can get another vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So recall a vehicle, give them a couple thousands of dollars instead of millions of dollars worth of your company, and have your company basically go bankrupt because if you fix the problem, you're going to stay in business.
Yeah, like if a brand's on top of that, like I don't care if it has a fault once. If they're like right on top of it, I'm more inclined to return to them.
Yeah, because they're
Because
fixing their problem.
yeah, it seems more trustworthy, and like I don't know, that's just how I kind of am about it. Like I feel like if they had problems with it, but they were right on top of it, like I'd be more inclined to trust them because it shows they actually care.
Yeah.
And it's just weird that more companies aren't like that.
Yeah, like I also remember besides the Ford Explorer recall that they had, um, there's some other problem with a Ford vehicle or something that they also had to recall. I'm gonna look that up. Uh, Ford recall. Um, let's see. Yeah, so this is recent, I guess. Wow, this is very recent. Ford recalls nearly 68,000 2020 F-150s, Rangers, and Expeditions.
Oh,
Let's see. An improperly placed clip in the transmission cable led to the transmission being in drive when it appears to be in park. So
how
basically, all the transmissions in those 68,000 vehicles were basically screwed.
how does that even happen?
I don't know. I really have no idea. But it happened. Someone probably had that happen. Someone probably had it happen to them, and it screwed them. Let's see. Uh, mm, so Ford has issued a recall for nearly. This was posted April 7th of 2020. So this was last month. But let's see. They issued a recall for nearly 68,000 2020 vehicles, including the F-150, the Ranger, and the Expedition with the police package, built in February or March of this year, and equipped with the 10-speed automatic transmission in the U.S. Oh, whoops, there's a period. But in the U.S., there are 55,158 of the recalled vehicles, 12,090 in Canada, and 681 in Mexico.
Um, it's just surprising that like it's allowed to get so widespread.
Yeah. Luckily, there were no injuries with this recall, so there were no injuries due to this problem. Thank God.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know how they found it out. They might have found it out in the manufacturing building, or someone had that happen to them or something, but I don't know.
It's kind of makes you think what companies can you trust?
Yeah. Oh, and also here it says the owners of those vehicles can take their vehicles to the dealership, and the dealers will fix the problem. They'll properly place that clip back and set you on your way. So at least, like they're doing something about it. They found it out. No injuries were caused because of this. They found it out somehow, and they're fixing their problem. Like that's why, That's why I trust Ford with vehicles, because they fix their problems most of the time.
Yeah. I'm glad that they're like just on top of it though.
Yeah, like between the trucks, because I drive a Ford F-150. Between Dodge trucks, Chevy trucks, and Ford trucks, even though their abbreviation is called Found on Road Dead, their transmission and engine can handle a lot more than what a Chevy and Dodge can, because with the older Dodge Ram pickup trucks, their transmission go, their transmission would start to fail over like 10,000 miles.
Yeah,
So the transmission was messed up in the Dodge Ram.
that's a really short time.
Yeah. And then you have like Chevy and Ford are the two best brands to buy a pickup truck from. But like, as long as you keep your foot down on a Ford on the gas, your engine's not going to blow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just surprises me with how many car companies have had to do recalls
Yeah.
and how they decide to fix the problem.
Yeah. It's the ones that are right on top of it that I feel are way more trustworthy,
Yeah.
and I'm more inclined to return to when I need to.
Oh, I guess let's see, when was this? In 2019, this was posted. They also had to recall their vans, their transit vans, because of something with the drive shaft.
Huh. When was that?
This was last year.
Oh.
Let's see. Separately in a regulatory filling on Tuesday, the company said it would disclose the expected costs of recall or similar actions when the costs are expected to exceed more than $250 million. It costs them $250 million to fix that problem. But still, they did it. They did something about it.
I'm just kind of curious. Uh, I'm just kind of looking it up to see, because it seems like in recent years they seem to be on the rise.
Yeah.
There's this place. Um, it says recalls rise 13%. Affected vehicles fall in 2018. But I don't recognize the website though, so this might be just bullshit. It's by a website called Automotive Fleet. I have never heard of them before. It seems like a lot of other. I don't really see any percentages from other websites, so.
All right. I actually have to go because I got to go pick up a chair for my mom.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we will definitely do another podcast soon.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do this series regularly because I always thought it was really fun, but
Yeah.
and it's just kind of difficult and awkward because it's like you're asking someone to spend like an hour of their day just sitting on Skype, basically.
Talking. But yeah, I will definitely text you about doing another one soon.
Yeah, I'd like to do these regularly. These are always fun. And it's like I'll have more free time. I know for a fact soon. Well, I suppose we're gonna have to end.
Well,
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I will see you guys later, and I will see you guys in the next podcast.
Right. So thank you so much for listening, and that is all for this one. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and comment. Somebody says Jeff. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for uploads that should be coming even more often soon. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.